Hey guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I'm so sorry, it's so rude of me. I did not get to you guys yesterday. I was quite busy doing some bits and bobs, which will be revealed at a later date this week. Excited for that, but I'm even more excited to be talking about this hot bit of fashion drama from brands, from people reviewing brands, and then the owners of the brands getting all upset and crying.
You should be so embarrassed to be selling a $247 acrylic blazer.
Effectively, we have someone reviewing a brand and the actual brand owner appearing, crying, kind of crashing out in some sense. I have actually been following along for this for about a week, but I think now is the time that I feel like I can actually make a video about this, because we've now got all the parts. We've actually got the brand owner threatening to sue the person who is reviewing their brand because they don't like what they have to say. We have two people. The brand that we're talking about today is from the UK. It's the woman called Amy Smale, another Amy. She is the founder of Odd Muse London. We also have someone whose account is called Please Don't Buy That, who has years and years and years of experience. It's like an apparel expert turned apparel educator, and basically she comes on and she does very straight to the point reviews on some of the more notable brands that you see online, and gives her professional opinion on A, what it's like, if it's worth it, and B, the materials used and all of that. It's nice to have people who actually have experience within the industry reviewing and talking about things, rather than it just be like, yes, it looks nice, yes, it doesn't. A little bit about the Odd Muse specific to this video. According to their website, they are the epitome of investment fashion. Want to branch out into more luxury pieces, timeless classic pieces, whatever, and it prides itself on being slow fashion and sustainable, so keep those words in mind. Amy has actually been called out before on her choice of wording for, it's slow fashion, it's not fast fashion, and a clip that I did see is her combating this and saying, well, it's not fast fashion because we actually pay our workers.
I had a recent video get like over 20 million views. I'm getting my rash and I've received so much hate. How can you hate me? Like, I get rosacea asking you, how can you hate me? What I'm trying to do is have a brand and inspire other people to start their brand. It's fast fashion, it's not fast fashion. We know that it's not, because get paid in the factory. My supplier is literally the same age as me. We grew up together. I'm going to screenshot. We are family. Like, we've made amazing businesses for both of us. Number one, that doesn't happen at PLT.
Fast fashion refers to the reproduction of clothing that is rapidly produced by mass market retailers at low cost. Globally, the fast fashion market is estimated to be worth 1.7 trillion, with more than 300 million people employed in the industry. Amy claims that she is slow fashion. She is the opposite of what fast fashion is. From what I'm aware, her manufacturer is actually located in China, and she has done like several videos, quite a few videos of her basically like showing off the workers. So she posts videos like this, kind of saying, all this and that, to try and combat the fact that she is not fast fashion. One guy who, whenever any of this stuff seems to pop up about discourse within the fashion world, there's this guy called Brett who always appears, and he did such a good breakdown of Amy and the brand in general.
So let's look at some of their best sellers. The Ultimate Muse pearl dress, split sleeve mini dress, blazer, and many others all have the exact same composition. 75% high grade polyester, 5% spandex and 20% rayon. High-grade polyester is still a plastic made from oil, but it is better quality than regular polyester, making it more durable with an improved look and feel. Rayon is a man-made fibre and often referred to as artificial silk. This is semi-synthetic and mostly comes in the form of viscose. It's made by extracting wood pulp and putting it through intense chemical processing, which is often toxic and contributes highly to greenhouse gas emissions. Whilst these materials used are not the most environmentally friendly or recyclable, the pieces do seem to have good construction and are more likely to last a long time. A recent post though did stir up some comments about Odd Muse, with a quote from the founder that says they're not fast fashion because their workers are paid fairly. Since then, the founder has said that their words were manipulated, acknowledging that her pledge to not be fast fashion isn't limited to just paying their workers fairly.
And in a really, really recent video, which we're going to get onto at the end of this video pretty much, she does touch on sustainability and says that sustainability is subjective, which of course did have a lot of people's backs up when your whole brand is built around sustainability and also slow fashion.
What would have been more sustainable there? There isn't really an answer for that, and that's why sustainability is so subjective.
And she has been in a little bit of controversy like before this with this whole issue of getting refunds, even before this drama happened. Go on to their customer reviews, or even if you just have a little look in people's comment sections, you can see that people are still waiting on their refunds or they weren't allowed it. There's a point in time last year where it was documented on Amy's YouTube channel. They got an overstock. They had ordered too much stuff. Anyone who was ordering things couldn't then get a refund on those orders, which then coincidentally is breaking UK consumer law.
But Odd Muse had a major overstock problem last year. They transparently spoke about this on their YouTube channel, and in an effort to get rid of some of those overstocks, they broke UK consumer law and prevented customers from returning clearance product. Look, even sustainable brands sometimes have overstocks. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to sell well. Sometimes we make mistakes in planning and forecasting. But with sustainability embedded in your core, you should have a plan for the end of life of your product, and that includes terminal stock. So yes, that might mean mass clearance, that might mean sample sales. You can't break the law and force your consumers to keep their products just because you bought too much of it. That's wholly unethical.
Anyway, I'm sharing all of that just to paint the idea that she has been called out on this kind of stuff before. However, she has also appeared on podcasts saying that she's not looking to necessarily boost up her expansion of the business. They want to grow at a slower, more sustainable rate, which would then fall in line with it being, you know, more of a slow fashion approach if they're not just wanting to pump out products line after line after line to expand. They're wanting to take it at a slower pace. Whether or not they will continue to do that, I don't really know. Now, this is when please don't buy that comes into it. As I've already said, an apparel educator, she's worked in the industry for a long time, and she's basically using her professional opinion, advice, experience to come on and say, is this really worth it or not? So she makes her very first video where she says that she's just come across Odd Muse, the Odd Muse London. She's just come across them and she has a few gripes with them. She critiques their use of the wording slow fashion and sustainable. She's also complaining that it is absolutely outrageous to be classing something that is made from like 100% polyester as an investment piece.
A friendly reminder that people who own apparel brands just say whatever the fuck they want. I was introduced to the brand Odd Muse this week, and she loves to describe the company as slow fashion and sustainable. Within about 42 seconds of entering the website, it's really clear they are fast fashion by every sense of the definition. But she takes the angle that because the retails are really high and that they're made really well, that they're investment pieces. Let me just be clear in saying it's my belief that there is zero room for you to call a polyester dress an investment piece, which is what 95% of the dresses are, high grade polyester. It's all just marketing. It's all bullshit. It is not governed by any laws. People can say whatever they want. And obviously it works. She's very successful and the brand does huge numbers. But it's a great example of why you should never take anything any apparel brand owner says at face value.
Now, Amy did in fact come across this video. She left a comment and effectively stated that channels like Please Don't Buy That are going to be the downfall of the app.
And she is making quite a fuss in the comments. She says accounts like mine are going to be the downfall of this app. Wow. Since you said I can learn some things from you, I thought we could go through your website together and you could provide some definitions and some clarity for me on some of these things that you never have before, and maybe I do have it all wrong.
What I personally think, which is going to be actually one of my main conclusions to this whole mess, it doesn't matter whether you're a small business, large business, just starting out, whoever, whatever, if you can't take criticism from your customers, bear this in mind, she is at this point a customer because she's just spent $1,000 on the odd muse. All of the claims and whether or not it is fast fashion, slow fashion, sustainable, not sustainable, high grade polyester, not high grade, is that a thing, is that not? Despite all of that noise, what it is buckling down to, as you're going to see in a minute, is the inability to accept that some people just are not going to agree with your products or your approach. And that goes for anything in life, which is one of the biggest drawbacks of making yourself so public with your journey, and people following along with you, making you a really personable character. You have a lot of these big businesses, big clothing businesses, where you won't see these big players on their social medias, connecting with people, doing days in the life, things like that, because it opens you up to criticism. You get too involved that whenever anyone has anything bad to say, you're going to be the very first one to know and you're going to get upset by it. But it's how you handle criticism. And then Please Don't Buy That then decided to double down, like put her foot on the neck, double down, and started going through the website. And she started saying that paying like $200 for an acrylic blazer is asinine or something to that effect.
Let's start with all of your dresses that you say are composed of either 100% high-grade polyester or partially contain this high-grade polyester. How do you define that? Is it by testing results? Is it by the abrasion? Is it by the tensile tear strength? Like, what kind of qualities are you using to define what you consider high-grade polyester versus what would just be considered at market regular polyester? Because while polyester does have grades, most companies don't actually clarify that within their product compositions. But because you're going out of your way to state this is high grade polyester, I feel like for me and for your entire customer base, you need to define what that means. Not providing any clarity or testing results or definition just makes it marketing. I am not a full polyester hater, okay? I have designed hundreds of millions of dollars of polyester products. I'm a polyester realist. Slapping a $200 retail on a polyester dress is asinine. Unless you have something super revolutionary you are providing to the market, or you have extremely ethical labor and the prices at which you are paying the garment factory workers are very high. I asked you to provide the name of your factory. You said you were unwilling to do that. I do believe I have found the name of your factory through your YouTube videos. If you are using a RAP certified factory or you're a certified B Corp or any characteristic which is, you know, recognized internationally as a ethics standard, why would you not call that out? True slow fashion, true sustainable brands always disclose that information publicly. I'm gonna jump back to the materials for a second because there's also quite a few dresses that have this high-grade polyester spandex rayon blend. Please enlighten me in what your thought process is in utilizing any amount of rayon within your products. You have this blazer that retails for $247 and it's acrylic. Amy, let's be so fucking for real here for a second. Why is that not a cotton or a wool blend blazer? You get away with people not knowing what they're buying. You should be so embarrassed to be selling a $247 acrylic blazer. You have a $114 knitted jumper, 68% acrylic, 25% polyester, 7% wool. Well, why even do the 7%? You are selling a 100% cotton hoodie for $153. Are you okay? Amy, you and I both know that sweatshirt costs maybe $10 to make. Oh, and the pant is $114. Nice. Why is this $135 pant 52% cotton and 48% high-grade polyester? Why is that not a 100% cotton, I don't know if that's a twill, pant That's a horrible blend. Why would you add the polyester to that? Because you want it to have like that sheen, I guess? I mean, I don't get it. Amy, why are we selling a 100% high-grade polyester, fuck me sideways, t-shirt for $74? That's not even, the collar's not even laying properly on her body. What is that? I could keep going, but I think I've made my point. I would love to hear from you on these things. I mean, your customers, I feel like, is who you really need to answer to, because you've sold them these lies, and I'm embarrassed for you.
Amy then decides to send her a little message following this whole acrylic blazer debacle, and she says, I'm honestly willing to have this conversation privately. I admire people who are genuinely curious, and I love being transparent, but this doesn't feel like you are genuinely curious. You made the original video for views, a second video asking followers, should I try Obmuse, when you have clearly made your mind up on it, and then another replying to a comment, skipping the comment that actually provided useful information, or anyone wondering the difference between fast and slow fashion. Happy to have the convo in DMs. The intention behind these videos is not okay.
Every single thing you claim, you should be able to back up with some kind of evidence. Why does that need to be a private conversation? I made the original video for views? What does that mean? This is my whole account, is holding brands and individuals behind brands accountable for what they do within the fashion industry that is unethical.
The main issue that we're having here is the handling it privately. And I do agree. If you stand behind your business, just put out a video, just make it public. That there shouldn't be any like handling this in private. It should just be straightforward. Please Don't Buy That then returns, and there is something called a BSGI. Is that the one where the factories and whatnot have to basically get given ratings on how everything is, and like, you know, labor laws and all of that kind of stuff. And Amy had posted the very first page but hadn't posted the second page, and Please Don't Buy That turned around and said, well, the factory is just not releasing the second page, and that is to do with like child exploitation and all of that, just detailing what is on the second page.
They shared that most recent BSCI rating, and on their report they do show that second page, and you can see here they got all A's. Okay, before anybody comes for me, this is all public information. You can see here that they require a minimum order quantity of about 100 pieces on a few of these dresses. But look at their last BSCI audit. You can see a C and a D here, and they did not share that second page that touches on child labor, occupational health, forced labor, human trafficking. Why do we think that they're not willing to share that second page?
Amy had actually responded to this in another comment section of someone saying to her, please consider legal action where possible. Also, some of these posts being labelled as educational when it's just a mass personal attack is horrendous, especially from other young women. Amy then says, my friend has actually made a Google Drive for me. The last one assuming child labour based on missing information is where she has stuck her foot in it. I know there is a case there, but still breaks my heart that she has convinced even one person Obmuse is running unethical practices. It's hard. Yeah, so Amy is now threatening to sue Please Don't Buy That.
Amy is collecting information to sue me and take legal action. Every single thing I've shared is public information and or my opinion, which I state in the caption of all of my videos. I did not say she's using child labor. I said that part of the report from her factory in the 2023 report was not shared. It's not on the factory's website. There's nothing slanderous about just making an objective statement.
And then Amy then decides to post a video, which is the one that everyone is kind of memeing, and it is of her crying. In this caption. It says, "A bit heartbroken today, I can't lie. The abuse I'm receiving is overwhelming. I shouldn't look, but it's hard when the accusations are so wild and untrue. I work so hard and have been so integral with my journey. I can't tell you the amount of things I have said no to and challenged in my journey because they do not align with my values. All I've ever wanted to do is help others and challenge the norms behind the industry I am in. But people want to believe lies over non-scandalous information. The more success, the more followers, the more of a target you become. The last time I'm addressing the bullying that has gone on these last few days, and just want anyone who is experiencing this right now to reach out, because I just want to be there for others right now." This isn't the very first time that she has got extremely upset, even saying that she's like broken out in hives because of some of the comments. And nearly all of the comments that she has received in the past to make her react like this is because of her use of the word sustainable and slow fashion, people then bringing her up on it. A lot of the comment section, is of people saying, "I can't believe the Please Don't Buy That is saying this, you know, why are they attacking a small business, why can't we support women?" All sorts of people, including that Madeline, I can't remember, I think she did like, was she the other pajama lady? I can't remember, but you have all sorts of people in the comment section going, "I think this is ridiculous. I don't think Please Don't Buy That had..." I mean, she just wanted to review the brand, and from a professional opinion, she didn't think it was worth it, and she was questioning the ethics behind what Amy was, you know, doing and stating on the website. And because this is not just a one-time occurrence, this has happened before, people have gone, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. The more they grow, people are going to pull her up on it, and she's got to be able to handle that level of criticism. But then again, there are a lot of people who are saying, like, as someone who has gone to your store in London and purchased your products, being asked for transparency isn't her bullying you. She shared publicly available information that is eye-opening as a customer. Someone else said, "Imagine being held accountable for ethics and practices. What you and your minions are doing to that creator is unethical. You are threatening to sue her when she hasn't done anything illegal. Now people are trying to bait her into making a statement you could sue her for. This isn't a good look. I'm so confused. Are we crying because we were called out for ethics practices? Why not just prove that what is being said is not true?" But Amy comes out with a video and she's talking about the differences between the different types of polyester that they use, that, you know, you have standard polyester and then high grade polyester.
So I think it is very important for people to understand this, but what I have learnt these last few days is that some people just don't want to understand it, want to believe the worst, and that's absolutely fine. This video is really for people who just want to learn a little bit more about fabrics from a brand perspective, because there are too many videos going out about polyester and founders are feeling the heat. Yet we are the ones that understand fabrics not only from a fibre content point of view, but from a cost price point of view, also more importantly, a construction point of view. Odd Muse and many other luxury brands use polyester because it can go through certain processes to mimic the quality of more natural fibres such as silk and wool, but be a lot more durable and also be a lot more durable than your standard polyester. From a structural point of view, you can do a lot more with it. The idea that you can simply switch to these fabrics is very complex. It's something that people who aren't making clothing, especially from a structural point of view, cannot understand. But let's talk dresses, because Odd Muse is a dress brand. All of said dresses in this frame are pulled from the Net-a-Porter new in page, and they are all over $1,000 and they are all 100% polyester. This Dolce & Gabbana one, for example, is I think around $2,500 and 100% polyester. You can see what they've done with the fabric here. It is not a fast fashion dress. Are we still assuming that this polyester is the same as fast fashion? Are we also assuming that this dress costs the same that PLT and other fast fashion brands are buying their goods for? We are not, because it's clear in the construction, weight and feel if you was to touch it in real life. Many of the dresses on Net-a-Porter that have 100% natural fabrics such as cotton and linen are styles such as these, where the handmade intricate fabrics are the luxury price point. And you can see there's no real structure to these garments, but it is really in the print and the intricate fabrics. In order to have a 100% silk dress, for example, in an Odd Muse-like structure, you are looking at this beautiful dress from Vivienne Westwood that retails for around $6,000. This is why Odd Muse in their dresses cannot use natural-like fibres, because we can't achieve the quality for the price point that our customer likes and our customer has always wanted for the last 5 years. what is the difference between a polyester that fast fashion uses and a high grade polyester that Odd Muse uses and other luxury brands. High grade polyester is literally what it says it is. It is not a marketing term. It's gone through different processes to mimic the quality of a natural fibre, but also be more durable than natural fibres and more durable than your standard polyester that a lot of fast fashion use. Odd Muse actually runs 2 types of polyester, which we have created with our factory for reasons in question 1, down to the structure. I understand polyester is not amazing for the environment. It does not make a brand fast fashion or low quality. Sustainability is very subjective. You now have a lot of fast fashion brands running more eco collections and natural fibres still being mass produced in factories that are not audited and unethical. There was a video that went out insinuating that my one factory possibly running child labour in recent years, and I think it's really important to understand that if the information isn't there, it doesn't actually mean that it's sinister. I can confirm in 2024 and 2023 and previous years there was no child labour. When I first started Odd Muse, I actually did inquire about running a dress with a more natural fabric, and I was given a 3,000 minimum quantity order. In that situation, do I run a natural fabric line with units that I can't sell and God knows where them units will eventually end up, or do I do a much lower quantity order? At the time it was 50 polyester pieces that were actually all blazers that people still have 5 years now later. What would have been more sustainable there? There isn't really an answer for that, and that's why sustainability is so subjective.
And to be fair, if she'd had just come out with that video to begin with, I feel like people wouldn't be upset with her. It was her reaction to what was going on. However, she does say that, sustainability is subjective, which obviously got a lot of people's backs up. Now, like I say, I don't claim to be an expert on any of this because, well and truly, I'm not the most fashionable person. I like wearing clothes, but I'm not the most fashionable. So because of that, there's going to be a lot of people within the comment section, I'm sure, even of this video, who are going to be able to give their professional opinion in one way or the next. The one thing that I really am so sure about, I don't like the way that so many people are jumping on this, defending Amy, and her literally threatening to sue, saying, well, she was coming after Amy, and how can people go after smallish businesses and not these big ones, and but you guys are just overreacting and you should go after the bit. It's like there should be space to criticize everyone. If what she's doing really isn't slow fashion and it is fast fashion, then she should be held accountable, just like people hold people like Zara, hold like H&M and Zara, but just on a smaller scale. People should be able to hold everyone accountable who are doing this. These should be women supporting women, and going after her, attacking her when she's just living her dreams. And I think people feel so strongly for that because she has made such a personal appearance on the brand. She is very active on her socials. She makes YouTube videos like day in the life in the warehouse and all that kind of stuff. Because she's very personable, people then feel up in arms as if you are attacking her, when really people are just criticizing her brand. But because she's so entwined with the brand, it then becomes an issue, and you then feel like you can't say anything whatsoever. But if you can hold these big companies responsible, why can't you hold the smaller companies who might be able to get to the big company status while still adopting similar techniques? Do you know what I mean? I don't like that you can't talk about them because it might hurt their feelings. They are a company. She is the founder of the company, and she should be able to take some level of criticism. That is what I think. And I'm sure it's fairly obvious. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say to you guys today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, wherever you are in this world. You take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.